Most freelancers are trying to raise their rates, but they're doing it backwards. They think if I improve my skills, clients will pay me more. And sure, sometimes that works, but most of the time it doesn't. Because high paying clients don't pay for skill, they pay for perception, for trust, for how you present yourself. It's the same reason someone paid $7,000 for a handbag or $250,000 for a watch. The product matters, yes, but the positioning matters more. Luxury brands understand this better than anyone, and freelancers should too. You don't need to be the best in the world at what you do. You just need to show up like someone who's worth the price. And today I want to show you what happens when you stop acting like a commodity and start positioning yourself like a premium brand. And the best thing is, you don't need to change your service. You just need to change how it's seen. And it all starts with how high-paying clients actually think. Now, these are business owners, startup founders, investors, agency heads. They're busy. They don't want to babysit freelancers or sort through hundreds of vague freelancer profiles. They don't want to hunt for your value. They want it right in front of them. So when they land on your profile, they're not just reading, they're scanning. They're picking up on signals like, is this someone I can trust? Does this person feel sharp, reliable, and professional? And the truth is, most freelancers send the wrong signals without even knowing it. For example, if your Fiverr gig looks cluttered, if your thumbnail screams, I did it myself in under 2 minutes, if your copy is filled with generic buzzwords and no clear outcomes, you're losing them in the first 3 seconds. Now, your entire brand, from profile photo to gig titles to messaging, is communicating value, or for some of you, a lack of it. Luxury brands obsess over this. Everything is intentional. The packaging, the lighting, the colors, the font, the vibe. They don't throw things together. They curate. And that's what you need to start doing. Your gig thumbnails should be clean, not flashy. Think if YouTube and LinkedIn had a baby, what it would look like. And in fact, I was actually curious, so I asked ChatGPT this question, and it gave me this. I guess it's not too bad, right? Now, also, your language should be confident, not overhyped or needy. And your process should be presented like a framework, not a to-do list. Clients should land on your profile and instantly feel that this person gets it. This is someone I want to work with. So let's talk about your tone every time you communicate with a client. Now, most freelancers try it way too hard in their communication. They either over-explain or they go down the route of, yes, sir, I will do whatever you say, sir. Like, just stop using the word sir. They're not your school teacher, right? They sound like they're always pitching instead of partnering. You'll see messages like, hi, I'd love to work with you. I'm super passionate about your project and I'll give it my full attention. Versus, thanks for reaching out. Here's how I'd approach this. First, I'd research your brand's voice. Then I'll focus on writing copy that converts based on that strategy. Now, one of those sounds like someone begging. The other sounds like someone leading. High-paying clients don't want freelancers who need hand-holding. They want people who make their life easier. That means being confident in your language, direct in your questions, and clear in your process. Luxury brands do this instinctively. They don't flood you with features. They just show up a certain way. Apple doesn't list every single spec on its homepage. They instead use simple phrases like, this changes everything, again. That's the power of clarity and confidence. Now, let's talk about how you describe your service. Most freelancers are still selling tasks, like I'll design your logo, I'll write your email. And this is okay, but high-value clients don't buy tasks, they buy outcomes. It's the difference between saying, I'll write a blog post and saying, I help software brands build authority through conversion-focused content. Same service, same output, just completely different perception, and simply by using a few different words. Now, you're not selling what you do, you're selling why it matters. And that's what luxury brands have mastered. They don't sell products, they sell identity, emotion, status. Ferrari doesn't say, This is a car with 800 horsepower. They say, you don't just drive a Ferrari, you become one of us. As a freelancer, the way that you frame your offer tells clients how to value it. You can position yourself as a task doer or a strategic partner, and positioning determines pricing. Another key strategy you should be borrowing from luxury brands is scarcity. Now, luxury brands don't make everything easily available. They use wait lists, limited runs, seasonal drops. This isn't manipulation, it's psychological reality. People value what feels exclusive. As a freelancer, you can do this by being selective with your time. Don't say, hey guys, I'm available anytime. Instead, you say, hey guys, I'm currently booking my last slots for next month, or limited to 3 projects per month to maintain quality. Even if you're not booked solid, communicating intentional availability raises your perceived value. You're showing that you value your time, and so should they. The other thing luxury brands master is storytelling. A freelancer who says, I do video editing will never stand out. But a freelancer who says, I help personal brands turn raw footage into polished, high converting content that builds trust, that person tells a story. It's not about writing a novel. It's just about communicating who you help, how, and why it matters in a single sentence. Stories build trust. They build emotional connection. And that's what turns browsers into buyers. So, if your profile feels like a resume, rewrite it like a brand story. And then there's the design. Luxury brands obsess over aesthetics. You can walk into a boutique and know you're in a high-end environment before anyone even speaks to you. That's because design is just silent communication. As a freelancer, your design is your first impression. The way you lay out your portfolio, the way you format your Fiverr gig, the use of white space, typography, colors. It doesn't need to be flashy, it just needs to feel curated. Even in messages, break up long paragraphs, use bullet points when needed, and avoid rambling. Show that you respect the client's time by keeping things readable and relevant. That's how professionals communicate, and premium clients notice. And let's not forget the biggest shift of all. Stop acting like a vendor. Start acting like a peer. Too many freelancers get stuck in the mindset of, I'm here to do what I'm told. But the freelancers who scale, the ones who charge $1,000 plus for the same project others charge $100 for, they act like collaborators. They ask better questions. They lead the process. They come with opinions and frameworks, not just availability. Now, when a client messages you, your goal isn't to just say, yes, I can do this. It's to say, here's how I'd approach this to get the best result for you. That's luxury positioning and value first thinking. And here's what you need to remember. Premium clients rarely say they're premium. They don't announce their budgets. They don't always leave detailed requests. They just scroll quietly, quickly, and make a decision. So you don't have the time to wait for them to discover your value. Instead, you have to show it from the moment that they click onto your gig. And remember, you can still do this even if you're a complete beginner, as long as you have alignment between what you say, how you say it, and what they see. You're already going to be ahead of so many other freelancers because you're not selling tasks and you're not selling hours. You're selling trust. So here's the bottom line. If you want to raise your rates, stop focusing only on skill. Focus on perception, on positioning, on presentation. Because in the freelance world, you're not just delivering services, you're building a reputation. And if you present like a luxury version of your niche, clients will treat you that way. They'll pay you more, they'll respect your boundaries, and they'll trust your process. Not because you begged, not because you discounted, but because you felt like the real deal. And that is the power of positioning.